Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Paul Reed and I'm a professional photographer. I've got lots and lots of photographs to show you today from London and Edinburgh, and I really want to talk today about how do we measure ourselves as photographers? How do we measure our success? Before we get going, I just want to remind everybody that I've got a free membership website that you can go over onto my normal website and sign up to. I'll put a link in the description for it. It's absolutely free, and on there you're going to get tutorials and things. There's a one on there at the moment for my editing style. There's a podcast on there at the moment that's like 2 hours long. It's not just just a little podcast. And also I'll be arranging various things such as group Q&As, things like that. There's also a video on there of how I develop my 35mm film in Tri-X in Rodinal. So I'm going to keep adding to that website, absolutely free, so you might as well just go over and sign up to that. We've all got different ambitions as photographers. We've all got different goals, and if we don't have goals, then we should have, because without goals there's nothing really to aim for, and we're not going to grow as photographers if we don't set ourselves some goals. No matter how good we think we are as photographers, we mustn't stop learning. It's really important to keep learning and keep getting better at our craft. I have many ways that I do this, but the main way would be practice, and we need to just be out there, practice. One of the things which I was doing this week, or rather last week, was I was practicing my zone focusing. Now, I know that that's just a technical thing, but I feel that I want to be ready to snap the moment when it happens. And sometimes maybe the moment isn't happening. You can wander around. I was wandering around London and just really trying to make sure when I saw somebody that was interesting, to just snap it and to then look at those photographs and see, have I got my zone focusing technique? Have I got that down to a T? Because what I don't want to happen ever is that I see a moment unfold in front of my eyes and I'm just technically not ready in order to snap that moment. I know a lot of that can be luck, especially if you're shooting from the hip, but really even shooting from the hip actually has a skill to it. It's got to be in focus. I say it's got to be in focus. That's not necessarily true, because I do know certain blurry images that do appeal to me, but I want to be able to achieve sharp focus if I need it. I'm going to show you a bunch of images now from last week in London during one of my street photography workshops. Now, although the workshops aren't all about me, I need to be taking photographs as well, so that I can show examples to the people that are attending the workshops. But not just for that, I need to keep honing those skills. And the following photographs that you see is me snapping anybody that I kind of found interesting at all, and just snapping them so that I'm honing that zone focusing skill. So I'm pretty confident that should a moment that I need to capture unfolds before my eyes whenever I'm on the streets, that I would be able to quickly pick my camera up and just snap it. That's really important for the style of street photography that I do. Not all of it is just waiting for somebody to come into the scene. A lot of it is very much snapping as things happen, as things unfold. So your success could be determined just by how technically competent you feel. That could be, where you measure your success, that you are a good photographer because you are technically a good photographer. For me, that's part of it. But another way could be, for me, is a photograph worthy of a print? Now, that doesn't happen as often as you think. Otherwise, I'd have, so many prints, it would be crazy. If it's worthy of a print, if it's worthy to be exhibited, if it's worthy to be maybe going in a book at some point, then that, I feel, for me, is a measure of success. I believe that even one photograph, when I'm out doing street photography or doing street portraits, if I get one photograph that I would print or it would go in a book, then that to me is success. It could be that you want to make a living from doing photography, and how well you are doing making a living from photography is how you measure the success. And that's totally fine if you measure it by the amount of money that you make from photography, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're getting better as a photographer. I know plenty of professional photographers who really haven't improved their skills along the way. They provide a great service, they do weddings and portraits and things, but nothing's changed. They're not getting any better. So for me, that wouldn't be, a measure of success as to how much money I make from photography. But I can understand why that might be a goal for somebody else. Practice, practice, practice is key with any skill, but sometimes people just can't get out with the camera. Not as much as others, and sometimes it feels unfair that somebody can get out every day with their camera, and of course they're going to get better and better. But maybe a goal for you would be just to get out once a week. And if you got out there with your camera once a week, then maybe reaching that goal would be a measure of success for you, that you'd succeeded to go out and practice with your camera. Look, I know that there's some people and they just can't get out there, and maybe you've got ill health at the moment, and I really do feel for you, because I know that you love photography, in which case then but you can still learn at home. You can still fill your mind with all the imagery, looking at great books, great photography books. And then the other thing as well, that for everybody, is you could take an online course. There's plenty of great online courses out there to take. I'm actually releasing my online course, Monochrom Madness, the end of this month, the end of August, and that's going to be a fantastic course. I'm really excited about it. I've been working on it for a long time, and that gets released the end of August. You can pre-order that at a reduced price of £30. So when it's released, it'll be £50. But I'm really excited about that course. There's going to be lots of videos on there, and lots of just information and really fun learning. So I'm so excited about that. I'll leave a link in the description to that course if you want to pre-order it. Getting out of your comfort zone and attempting something that you normally wouldn't do. There's some types of photography maybe that you love, but just don't have that confidence to try them even. I'm looking at kind of street portraits is one of the ones that comes up quite often, where people really would want to do it, but they just say, I can't do it. I just don't think I've got the confidence to approach people. And I can understand that it's not something that everybody feels that they can do. But if you set a goal that that you'll start a type of photography that you don't normally do and get better at that, maybe that would be good. And if you actually ask your first stranger for a portrait, maybe that would be a measure of success, to say, look, well, I did it. I did a couple of photographing strangers courses last week, one in London and one in Edinburgh, and that was just amazing watching people really kind of pluck up that courage to ask people to pose for them. I'm going to show you a bunch of the photographs, a bunch of the portraits that I took, and a little bit of footage during the Edinburgh, the Edinburgh one, and I'll also kind of show you a couple that I took in London as well.
Is it possible to take your photograph? Yes, a lady.
Go, that's lovely. So I'm just going to look in here and then you just look into the lens there. That's lovely. That's fantastic. 3, 2, 1. Head directly at me, that's it. Oh yeah, just a mean and moody look to begin with. But still looking at there into the camera, that's it. That's brilliant. 3, 2, 1. And I'll just take one with this and then that's great. Same again. Yeah, love it. Yeah, these are great.
Perfect, yeah. And for you, it's very nice.
So I did it.
Very nice.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah.
You did? Well done, well done, well done. Right.
I did it. They're all mine.
Just really back yesterday from the Photographing Strangers workshop in Edinburgh, so I haven't got the photographers' work that they've produced on that course, but I have got some of the London portraits that some of the participants took, so I'm going to show you some of those now.
Okay, so I'm from here.
Yeah, yeah,
So 1,
yeah, she's great.
right? So what I said was keep your body looking one way and just look slightly to me. I mean, with
Kind of nude about the I like that. Well,
yeah,
because of the trees.
like with the lines behind, the trees are looking good, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm going to do another one in Edinburgh this month, so I'm going to put a date up for that. The reason why I'm doing Edinburgh this month so soon after the last one is because it's the Edinburgh Festival at the moment, and there's just so many people to photograph there. It's unreal. So even if nobody came on the workshop, I'd be going myself that day. So but I can only take 4 people. That's one thing that I've realised, is that 4 is the magic number for the Photographing Strangers workshops. So I'm going to do one in Edinburgh, and then I'm actually going to do one in London as well, and I'll put a date up for that too. I do measure my success sometimes on achievements. I've been in quite a few magazines now, or my photography has, and I've had various interviews. I'd really love to win Portrait of Britain or British Photography Awards. I'd feel pretty successful then. But with all of the success that you receive, that you reach, you've always got to kind of think that, will you be satisfied at that? And I would say no, you won't be, because we must keep getting better, we must keep setting ourselves goals, and we must keep thinking about what's next.